everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Unverified Accounts Pod. I'm Sydney. This is Micayla, and today we're going to be talking about how we feel on the inside, like age-wise, versus how we actually are, like what we actually are on the outside. Even like I would say for both of us, we have young faces, so that also plays a part. But with his haircut,
Oh,
it's not giving
I was
young.
just about to say you don't anymore.
Yeah.
It's the haircut glasses combo.
Yeah.
Hi, Miss Motley. Oh my gosh, you do look grown. I'm happy for you. So, okay, for me at least, I don't know how old you feel. I really feel like 16, like I don't know why, but literally in my head, nothing has changed since I was like 16. And I don't know if it's partially because both of us tend to be mature people. Like I might joke a lot, but maturity wise, both of us have always been like on the higher end of the spectrum compared to other people our age. So I don't know if it's that, like mentally, I still feel 16 because I was already mentally at 23. I don't know what it is, but when I tell you, like in my head, there's just no way I'm paying taxes and rent and have a job every day. It's mind boggling, really. I don't know. How old do you feel? Because 24, us
Um,
being, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just about to say us being almost 24 is, I don't even, I don't even know what to say.
I would say I feel like between like 17, 18. Like I feel like freshman year of college is where I still am. Like I don't know. Like I still, and I think that's also where I want to be, but mostly because I feel like our college experience, COVID kind of just messed things up, and a lot of things were like taken away from me at 18. So
You
17,
might be
18.
onto something.
Yeah.
This psychologically, you might be onto something. I keep my let's just get this out the way. I broke a nail, so please don't laugh right now. You might be onto something because I feel 16 because I don't know if it's because everything went downhill after that or what, but definitely the depression hit me right around then. So I don't know if I'm just stuck in 16 because my life, took a left turn, a little detour, took the wrong exit. And now I'm just trying to get back to the freeway. Ooh, a bar.
Okay.
But you might be onto something because I know, like, for me, I went to school, but I think at that point I felt like I'm in school, I'm 18, I feel 18 on the inside. But somehow, at a certain point, it's just like, I don't know why I just can't get into my head that I'm 23. I don't know if it's just, I don't know what it is. Like, I know adults call their parents for things and all that, but I just feel like, I don't know, some decisions I don't even make unless I ask my mom her opinion. Like, even talking to my coworkers about certain things, I'm just like, dang, you have a whole child. Like, you're a whole parent.
That's what gets me because I can't imagine like even at 25, and that's like what, a year and a half, 2 years away, really,
It's only a year.
for you, because your birthday's coming up. I got a couple
Don't do
months.
that. Don't do that. But not, you said almost 2 years, babe. It's almost July. That's really a year and 2 months. Don't make it seem like I'm that much older. Not a year and a half, 2 years. We try to push that 25 off so bad. She said almost two
Not
years.
even because I just feel like 24 is crazy. Like I can't even believe that that age is coming up, even though that's still super young. Like when it's like a mind-boggling thing for me because I'm like, sometimes I feel like I should be grown, or I'm like, I feel like people are too old for me. And then I'm like, wait, I'm 23, but I'm also like, wait, 23 is just a baby. Like, what? Like,
It's a baby in the adult,
yeah.
but it's like, oh my gosh. Alana sent me a video on TikTok where this girl was like, when you're 20s, you're really like a 1-year-old adult, like you're a toddler,
Hmm.
you're a baby. And then your 30s, you're like a teenager. But anyways, I I think for me personally, I think another reason I feel like I'm not 23 is because I haven't done the things that I envisioned myself doing by now. So
Hmm.
I feel as if like, no, I can't be 23 already. I can't be about to be 24. Like while also still it being somewhat mental, like, and I'm not saying it as if like, oh, I still feel like I'm in the same place as I was 16 or when I was 16. It feels like mentally my thought processes are the same. Like I've learned things, yes, but for me, and like I was saying with the maturity thing, I don't know if that plays a part because we were already kind of on the higher end of the maturity scale, but it's just like my thoughts, I feel the same. My humor still the same. Like it just doesn't seem like much has changed. But I'm trying to figure out, is this what all adults feel like when guys have their midlife crisis and they're like, I can still do this, I can still dunk, but they're like 50 and they can't dunk and their knees do hurt. Is this just a normal growing experience with age? Like, has everyone at some point been looking up like, wow, I'm 40. I feel like I'm 25. Is this just normal and we're overthinking it? I have no idea. I don't
I don't know. I also like wonder like when 25 hits and we get that fully developed frontal lobe, will I feel any different? Because I'm like, I feel like I really haven't changed. I mean, I've changed a lot, I've grown a lot, but I like process, my thought process hasn't really, I feel like,
know. Right.
developed much.
And that's why I'm confused because I've never been an impulsive person. Sometimes with shopping, I can be. That's different though. But I've never been like, impulsive. I was never like some things that a lot of kids or teenagers go through mentally. I didn't really ever have that. Obviously, I had my little mad phase and me and my mom would go back and forth, but I was never like a child that needed a lot of discipline or need. So it's like now at this age, what's why am I not? I feel like I should be having some type of different thought processes. Not that my thought processes are wrong or immature or that of a 16-year-old, but it just feels like I should, I don't know. And then there's the other side of it is relationship wise. I'm like, girl, I might as well be in high school, babe. Like, I still don't really be talking to nobody. I do, but then I don't. And I'll be like, I don't like people that much. So then I feel like, I'm like, dang, I'm 23 years old and I still feel like the same 16-year-old when it comes to, and even like friendships, still people who are going to be petty or still people who are going
Hmm.
to do wrong or still, so it's like, what, what's changed? What do you think the cause for you of feeling 17, 18? I know you said because that's where you want to be, but is there anything you feel like
It's not necessarily where I want to be, but I just feel like a lot happened those first few months of like freshman year that changed my life for the worse for forever. And that's something like I can never like take back. And a huge part of me wants to go back to freshman year and change those decisions.
Mhm.
Um, but I can't and I have to live with it and like get over it. So that's like a hard part for me. Um and I feel like I'm not mentally stuck there, but I feel like I don't know, like a huge part of me just hates myself or hated myself for like not standing up for myself.
Mm.
Um and there's nothing I can really do about it because it wasn't 100% my choice, but it was like I could have spoke up, I could have done something about a lot of things, and I never did. So that's on me. Um, but I have to live with it. Like I don't know. I think that's why I'm stuck there. I just like wanna I think probably I need to forgive my 17, 18-year-old self. Probably my whole college timeline. So so
Not going from 17, 18 to whole college timeline.
if I
Like, yeah,
really think about it,
throw
because
that
I
in
was
there too.
like I put up with stupid stuff for no other reason than just like fear. So, and it's crazy to say because people always think, "Oh, Sydney, you're so spontaneous." I'm like, me? Spontaneous? That's not
Literally.
it. I'm glad I look like it, but just
I'm
know
glad I come
I
across
wanted to
that
cut my
way.
hair like a year ago, and it took me a year to do it. And I was gonna
You're
wait till I was 25. Like,
you're so spontaneous. I'm gonna start. That's gonna be our inside joke. I'm gonna be like, oh, Sydney, you're so spontaneous. I wish I could be like you.
I mean, I do random stuff, but like even when I ran for like Miss NCCU, I had wanted to do it since freshman year, like run for a Miss title, but I just never had. I felt like the support system or the confidence to do it. I felt like I always had this thing where I feel like people hate me or like don't like me. Um, and I think this mostly stems from like bullying
Mhm.
in elementary school and just how traumatic my entire school experience was as a whole. So I think
See,
that's just
this is
really
why I hate being me because I feel like sometimes I'm like, does Sydney think that I just find everything in her life funny? Because I'm always laughing, but I think it's because I find like dark things and the way people say them is like, it's you saying how traumatic my entire schooling was. Like,
not just
you're
school, like
not
just
lying.
that time in general. Like I just I don't know. I don't think anybody would if I wish someone could like go through that my life experience and see what they would say about it because it was just
Know what we're gonna do.
so bad and weird. And I didn't realize like I didn't start realizing stuff was like traumatic or like not normal
Until
until my like 20s. People were like, Sydney, that's not okay. That's not normal. And I'm like, I thought it was. That's what I grew up with. Like,
I thought it was. No, so look,
no.
what we're gonna do next year when you're famous and I can't even like go out with you without like all the paparazzi and like
Why
people
do
ask
people keep saying like
me.
I'm trying to be famous and all this stuff? And I'm like,
I'm
I
not
cut
saying
my hair and I'm not like that's what my family has been saying since I cut my hair. I'm like,
I don't know. I
you
was
know, you
saying
have a new look and now you're just out there in LA. You're trying to I'm like, I'm not trying to do nothing.
I was saying because your fashion line is gonna blow up and you're gonna be working with the hottest folks that I won't be able to go out because they're gonna be like, oh my God, that's Sydney Motley. Oh my gosh, I need you to design a. Anyway, so what we're gonna do
Like
is
going
we're
out.
gonna.
I said, if I don't like going out now,
No, I'm saying when
why
we
would
go.
I go out
I'm
if
saying
I'm
when we go
famous?
out. So you wouldn't go out with me if you got famous?
It would give me more of an excuse to stay in. Oh, I can't go. I don't want all those
Wow,
people.
guys, I'm learning a lot about my so-called friend right now.
You know I don't like going out for real. Like if someone doesn't drag me out the house, like, oh, let's go do something. What am I doing? In here doing arts and crafts all day. I'm
So you
crocheting a skirt,
brunch?
I painting.
You wouldn't even go to brunch with me?
I would go to eat, but like that's different
That's what I
than
meant. I just said going out. I didn't mean like it had to be like out to the club or anything.
yeah.
I
No,
just
I'm
meant
not going to
like,
nobody's
hanging out.
club.
Okay, well, next month you will be. I hate to say it. Literally next week. We got off topic. Very far off topic. Oh, well, I was about to say though, so that somebody can be in your shoes, we're gonna have I don't like that it's pronounced biopic because for the last 10 years when I saw that word,
Biopic.
I pronounced it biopic in my head because that makes sense. Biopic, I don't like the merging of words. Biopic sounds like Ozempic. I don't like it. It's just no. I feel like it should be biopic. Like anyway, we're gonna make a biopic based on you and your whole entire life. And it'll be in 3D as well, so that people
Why 3D? Like, that's
so
a
that people
lot.
can be immersed.
They don't need to be
Imagine me
immersed
in
in anything.
3D. Because I would have to play me in your movie. Like I would have to, because I'm such a like, what better actor to act as themselves than themselves?
I want you to say that again and listen to what you just said. That didn't make no sense.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. I said, what greater person or what greater actor to act as themselves than
It's about to
themselves?
be like J Lo's movie. Like,
Why did she do that? I love Kiki, but she could have said no to that role.
no, I'm glad she did it. Keep getting money, do anything, be ridiculous. I
I didn't
stand
even
for it.
watch it, but I was so confused at first, like why? And then I thought, wasn't it supposed to be like a music, like it was like a soundtrack?
It was a musical. She
Why
made
did she do that?
I don't know if she wrote it or co-wrote it, but
I think she
she
did.
created her life story as a musical.
That's dumb because nobody cares about J Lo enough to watch
A lot
about herself.
a lot of people like J Lo. So
No, yeah, but
shockingly.
they like J Lo, but
No,
enough
I'm
to
talking about a lot of
watch,
people love J Lo.
but a musical about her life.
Yeah.
Like I
My
probably would
coworker
watch
she goes crazy for her.
because I'm sorry, I probably wouldn't even watch a musical about Kiki's life. I probably wouldn't watch a musical
I
about
would
Lala's.
because Kiki's funny, so I know it wouldn't be serious.
I ruined the podcast by coughing. Is that what you're saying?
No, I just didn't want you to keep choking.
Okay. Okay. Back, let's reel it in because we've been off topic for about 10 minutes. Me personally, I just think that the last 5 years just didn't go as planned, I think. So I feel like I'm stuck because I haven't had not the opportunity, but obviously I've had the opportunity because it's my life, so I can do what I want.
Mhm.
But when I say the opportunity to live like how I wanted, that's what I'm like. I'm saying it's making sense in my head and it's just not translating into the microphone. But I feel like I'm at a standstill because it's almost like how people want to put a pause on their life because things are just moving so fast and out of control. That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm still at 16, 17, 18, whatever the case may be, only because what happened after that has been outside my plans. So
Mm-hmm.
it's no,
So
I
we're kind of like reverse.
yeah, it's almost as if like I can't possibly be 23 because I'm supposed like for me for me an example would be school
Mm-hmm.
because I'm 23. Most people who go to college may take them 5 years, may take them 6. But right around this age, most of them are done. So obviously people go back to school or people who didn't go to school at 38, 40, 50, whatever the case is. I think it's the fact that I did a year and I didn't do anything else after that 1 year. So now I'm at 23, like I was supposed to have my degree by now and I don't. And now if I start school in the same way that I was full time on a campus, it's going to take me 2 years minimum. Like I can do extra classes in the summer and do this and that, but it's going to take a minimum of 2 years if I were to start tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still going to be 25 going on 26. So I think that's why it's just weird to me that I'm 23. And then you have the pandemic, which obviously didn't help anyone because we were in the house. Although I got a job during the pandemic, but it was still just kind of like a weird, like freaking Twilight Zone where we were just not knowing if we were ever going to be able to take a mask off,
Mm-hmm.
look up and it was like, wow, the pandemic was 5 years ago. Why doesn't it feel like it? Maybe because Walmart still isn't 24 hours again. Maybe because I still get a cough and I'm like, is that COVID? So I think COVID had a little bit to do with it. And the fact that COVID was right after my 1 year that I didn't help because it was just like, well, I'm glad I'm not in school right now. And now I'm like, what year is it?
I think a big part of that is like just learning to accept it and let it go and move on to the next, which is easier said than done. Much easier said than done. And you can't also like harp on age anymore. Like 2 years is 2 years. Like the more you think about it, the more you wait, it's still gonna be 2 years. You're gonna be 27, it's gonna be 29. You're gonna be
Thanks.
like
Thanks,
just
Sid.
I'm just trying to help you like
Oh, I know. I think about that all the time. It's
mhm.
just like, hmm, love that.
So as a 23, almost 24-year-old, what do you think we should be or how do you think we should be acting at this age?
Um, so I think as far as acting, I think we act like we're 23.
Hmm.
That has never been the problem. Like I know that because actually a lot of people think I'm older, and I know you probably get
Hmm.
that too, just based on how we carry ourselves. And it's weird because I also have this thing where sometimes I'm shocked when people say that because although I know that I'm mature, I also am a clown. So I feel like when I crack jokes or when I'm like always being funny, I'm shocked that a lot of people can separate and discern that I'm still mature beyond my years while still being able to act like a crackhead and bounce off the walls and do stupid stuff. But like, as far as what I think in my head, a 23-year-old does is they have a job. We both check those boxes. Check, check. Depending on their route, they might have a degree and they might have a job in that field, or they might just have a job because I would hope at 23 that like you have a job if you're not in school or doing stuff.
Hmm.
Um, depending, I think there's a lot of 23-year-olds who still live at home. So if both of us were still living at home, I don't think I would be thinking like, oh, we shouldn't be living at home. But I also think there's a lot of 23-year-olds who live on their own. So
Hmm.
either way, for that one, we will be fine. And it's just weird because we're checking the 23-year-old boxes. I just think it's more so we have a certain idea of the destinations that we want to
Hmm.
reach. And so because we feel as if we're not that close or as close as we should be, we think that, dang, I still feel so young because in our heads, we thought we would be climbing this mountain and reaching the top and then going on to another mountain. But we're just still, we just keep hitting that part of the mountain where you think you're at the top and then you look up like, oh no, there's still a little bit left. So I think that has something to do with it. And I don't know what you think a 23-year-old looks like, but I think some of it too is because I'm very lucky to have parents, even though I hate to admit it, parents that pay for some of my necessities. So like my dad pays for my car. So I don't have that. My mom sometimes might, pay for a meal if I ask, stuff like that. And I don't know if that's why I just feel like I don't have as many responsibilities as a lot of 23-year-olds. Like I don't have any student loans, even though I only did a year, still it was a year of $40,000 I didn't have to pay off because my mom did that. Like, so I think some of it is that, like, I feel like I'm just not immature mentally, but just like in life, like immature with not having to pay back loans, not having a kid, or not like stuff like that. I think is another reason I might just feel like I'm still 16. And I still, like I said, I still call my mom like, Mom, what should I do? What should I say? But I'm always do that. One thing about it, I'm a mama's girl. I'm gonna be 76. Like, Ma, they said it might be hypertension. Can you come over and take my blood pressure, please? Knowing that she gonna be 107, probably can't hardly squeeze the thing. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think we should be doing or acting like at our
Mm,
age?
I agree with you. Like sometimes I feel like I should have, not saying that I don't have responsibilities because I have a lot, but I feel
Mhm.
like I should not only have more responsibilities, but be able to handle more. Like
Mm.
I feel like I should also be more stable, which is crazy because I feel like most 23-year-olds aren't stable. Like we're at the very early point in our career and it's just a little frustrating because I'm like, I don't even see how I'm gonna get to that next level. Like it's just like out of my complete imagination.
Yeah, I think it's also um you were saying, what were you saying?
I was saying I feel like I should have more responsibilities, but at the same time, like I feel like I should be more stable, but we're so
Mm,
like most people our age aren't
yeah.
even
I was about
stable.
to say, I think a lot of it too is it comes from like our inner children. Like when we were
Hmm.
younger, we had this image of 20s and 23, and we had this idea that it was going to be one thing or that we were going to feel a certain way. And then
Hmm.
when you don't, it's kind of like, you know how people they say like don't ever meet your idols. Like you meet them and then it's like, this is it. Or like um, your parents tell you this adulting ain't all that, like, oh, you guys will grow fast enough, like enjoy your and then you
Hmm.
get there and you're like, I see. They were correct. So I think it's you have this image of this, or like people who get married and they have this image of what marriage is like, and then they get divorced or their spouse cheats on them 100,000 times. I think it's kind of like that. Like we have this idea of, ooh, when I'm 23, I will have graduated college. I'll be in grad school. I'll be doing this. And then when you get to the actual point that you fantasized about and it's not all that it seemed like it was going to be, we have this like, I don't feel 23, but what is it supposed to feel like? What are we supposed to be feeling? I mean, is it just like oh my gosh, this is 23? Like, wow, I can see clearer now. The rain has gone. I can see clearly now. Anyway, I think that's a big thing. And trying to make your years worth it. Like, damn, we have 6 more years until we're 30. And 6 years ago was 2018. So we were 18. So the same, like, that's crazy to think about. The same time that passed from the time that we're talking about, we feel like at 18 is the same time that'll pass from now until 30. And I don't like that. And I don't like that I just realized that I
Hmm.
might throw up. Because why would I even do that to myself?
I also think a big thing for me is like I could never imagine my future. Like I still can't. Like I can't even fathom what my life is going to be like a year from now because when I look back a year ago, I'm like I can't imagine going through that again. So I'm just like I don't even have the capability to look ahead like that. Like I feel like I should be. Um, because when I look back at 18, I'm like, wow, like I couldn't even imagine like what I'd be doing at 23, 24.
Mhm.
But now if we're gonna look at 30, I have no idea.
Like 30, bro. And that's the other thing. Well, at least for me. I don't know about you. I've always been, not that I don't live in the moment, but I'm always fantasizing about either the future or the past.
Hmm.
Like I'm either like, dang, I should have done this, or I'm like, oh my gosh, what's it gonna be like when?
Hmm.
So I think that maybe is partially why I there's so many things that I'm like, I thought it would be this way, or I don't feel this age because I'm always like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. Like for me, instead of like instead of actually going back to school, like instead of actually, picking a major and just going, I tend to be like, oh my gosh, when I finally get that degree, oh, it's gonna be so it's like on one end, there's like the fact that I know it's gonna happen. This is somewhat a form of manifesting because I'm like, when this happens, when that happens. So, okay, on one hand, you have that, which I feel like is a little better than if I wasn't thinking about that at all and just wasn't going to school at all.
Hmm.
But then on the other hand, there is like, how you gonna say when you get this degree or when you do this and you're not even attempting to do this right now? But it's only because I think does it make sense? Like I know it's coming, but
Yeah.
now not the time for it. And I know it's
Hmm.
not the time for it because I don't know what I'm doing or I don't know what I want to be doing. But when I do figure that out and when I do go and when I do finish, if that makes sense. So I think that's my problem is I'm always like on to the next step before I'm even on the staircase.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because like I'll be like, oh well, when I leave Pepsi and do this, babe, you've
Mm-hmm.
been there for 5 years almost, which that's crazy. 5? I gave it like 6 months tops. I just knew. I just knew I was out of there. And I was like, well, I guess paycheck is all right. Yeah, I'll keep it. I can move out now. Let me go ahead and get out. So maybe for me, maybe to feel 23, I need to stop thinking about 24. Ooh, a bar. I'm just they just keep going out. They just it's just flowing. It's just words. Just I should be a freaking philosopher. Dang, I wish I was born 6,000 years
I was
ago.
about to miss the deadline for that one.
Like for real though, all you had to do was say something, and back then they were like,
To be or not to be? That is the question.
yeah, or they'll be like, a
I
butterfly
think
dreaming to be a man. Do you remember that?
what?
You remember when Regis, when I think it was when we were doing ancient China and whatever,
Confucius and all of them.
yeah, whichever philosopher it was like, am I a man who dreamt that he was a butterfly, or am I a butterfly
Oh
now?
yeah. Yeah.
Man, I remember that quote a lot. I don't know why that sticks out to me. Maybe because I have so many conspiracy theories and like consciousness is crazy to me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, back then, those were the days. All I had to do was say, love, not be who thy lust. And that don't even make sense. And they'd just be like,
Ooh.
love. Wait, how do you spell lust? Like, oh, dang. Whole time I am Confucius. Just
You know what?
a different body. Like whole time I am who I learned about. Oh,
That's like was it Living Single when Max was like all those like really uh remember that episode where they went to that it was like the last season they went to that spa thing and she got hypnotized into her past selves and all her past selves were like really famous men.
I feel like I kind of remember, but I
And it
don't.
was like she kind of realized she's conquered everything except giving birth to a child. And that's why she was reincarnated as a woman.
Wow.
So
Wow. You
stupid,
know
but
what? That
so
makes sense because maybe maybe I was so successful in all my past lives. I wanted to conquer getting through being unsuccessful to still be successful. I like that. I'm gonna tell myself that. I just had such easy success in all my past lives that I said, you know what? Next time, don't make it easy on me. I want to grind for this. I want to live for this. Stuck in the grind. I'm stuck in the grind.
okay.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Past me was so smart because she knew. She knew. Like, you know what? You really want to make a name for yourself in this universe shit? You got to get it out the mud. Oh, and here I am, knee deep in it. Okay, anyway, enough of that.
I had something to say, but I forgot. Okay.
We were talking about past lives.
No, it was before that. I can't remember. Oh, I was gonna say I just feel like I'm just like I'm constantly thinking about like, okay, I can't wait to get to the point where I'm just like stable, not stressed about bills, apartments, all this stuff. But I'm coming to realize I kind of feel like you never not have something to be worried about, if that makes sense. Like something's always something bad is always happening. And it's unfortunate, but it's kind of true.
See, I was over here nodding and
I
going
mean,
with it.
not necessarily bad, but something like a stressful situation is always gonna like be there. Like life is not just gonna be bliss. And I was in the family group chat. My sister was like, had sent a meme about wishing that they were ignorant, so life would just be such
Yes, I
an
be saying
ease.
that.
And I was like, I all the time I wish like I didn't. I wish I could just like not care and not
I
have
was just
any
about to say,
worries and just be dumb
didn't.
and happy.
I wish I didn't care. Like, I wish I was one of those bums that don't care that they're a bum and they're just fine with being a bum. And when people tell them, like, Robert, you're a bum, they're like, you, Marla, Instead, I'm a bum that's like depressed about the fact that I'm going towards bum status. And if my mom listens to this, she won't be too happy. She might just text me about, you're not a bum. Be careful about how you talk about yourself. Get it? I got it. Thanks. Sometimes though, I just want to express myself. And the way I want to express myself is the way I feel sometimes. Sometimes I feel like a bum. Sorry, I'm trying not to. Well, not even trying. With this podcast, I don't try not to cuss. I just don't because I'm actually, unlike what a lot of people think, I'm actually very capable of holding conversations without cussing. I just, in my regular life, just choose not to because I like to cuss. Sorry, had to defend myself real quick. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, I wish I didn't care. And I think that's the problem is I care too much.
It's not
So,
that I don't think it's that we care, it's that we like have hopes and dreams for things.
mhm,
And we know that we're not meant to just struggle like this or be in this stuck in this place.
mhm.
But it's also like you just can't jump to like that's what I used to always think. It's like I can't wait till like wake up one day and be like in a completely different situation. I wonder what that's gonna be like, or I'm gonna
Mhm.
look back on this and like laugh or
Yeah, like, girl,
um
remember?
yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna have
but
kids and they're gonna be like, Mom. And I'm gonna be like, girl, when I was 23, I didn't know what I was. I didn't know what I was about to do. I didn't even, you lucky you got here, babe. Because for a while there, I wasn't even sure if you would happen. Because I was like, dang, these men ain't ish. You lucky I found your father. Because I was about to give up. And then he came and scooped me. And we rode into the
okay.
and I was pregnant with you the next day. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, yeah, we have hopes and we have dreams. And I'm going to just manifest because I know it's going to happen. And I know that one day we're going to really look back and be like, bro, what was we even doing? Like, why was we stressed? And I'll be like,
Might
Sydney, do
even
you?
be in a couple months. Who knows?
I'm going to be like,
In a
no, for real.
year.
I'm going to be like, Sydney, do you remember when you was looking at the apartments with no fridge? And you're going to be like, girl, that was so crazy. And then I'll be like, Sydney, do you
Cause
remember that?
girl, why am I considering like why
No.
don't I should just stay at that one place and pray that there's no homeless people and roaches like the reviews say.
What? Sydney, how
Because
many?
I've seen probably like 10 apartments.
No, I'm saying how many reviews said homeless and how many reviews said roach?
I was more so looking at recent. One of them was in the past 5 months.
Okay.
So it was giving the roaches
Which
are still
one?
there and the homeless
Oh,
people are still
roach.
there.
Ah,
They
I was
said it's
hoping
here, and then
I was
yeah,
hoping
it's
it was
outdoor.
some.
It's like not gated parking because the community is gated. So I don't know how the homeless people are getting in there, but they are, and the people's cars are getting broken into and stuff. It's not it, but I
I
just
would,
like I'm desperate for somewhere to live now, so I'm just like I need to
you know
find somewhere before I have to live in my car.
I
or
have
before I'm
something.
taking a cross country trip back to Michigan because I
I
couldn't
have
find a place to
something
live.
positive to say though.
What?
Change your whole perspective. Right now, you are desperate to find a place to live. But at one point, remember when we weren't desperate to live at all?
Then okay.
See, there's progress there though. We just gotta.
No.
All right.
Okay, Micayla, do you have anything for relax, relate, release today?
So I have something, but I decided not to share because I
Okay.
don't want my listeners to feel bad about what I was gonna say. So,
Okay.
do you have anything?
Oh, I have so many. How
Well,
about apartments with no refrigerators? How
start.
about I had to I parents, don't leave your child. I understand, like this little girl, her mom walked off because she was looking for something at checkout, self checkout. But you
Mhm.
walked away from your child who was not in a cart, and I'm leaving, and she's walking towards the exit with me. I had to be like, your mom's over
And then the
there.
first thing they would have done was been like, it was that lady. She took them.
Oh, I was like, your mom's over there. She's a little black girl, so cute. She's probably like 3, and she looked at me like all like confused, like, who are you? And then she just turned around and went back to her mom. But I was like,
Who leaves a kid that
and
small by?
security wasn't even paying attention. Like that's the reason I had to step in and stop her because she was literally about to exit the door with me or in front of me, and like she gonna run into the parking lot. Like if
Somebody
I
gonna
look
run
probably
her ass
run into a
over.
homeless person, like what the heck?
Yeah.
And none of the other people were stopping it. I was like, y'all really gonna let this little tiny baby go
If
out here
she
like
was a
that?
palm angel, they would have been Clarissa, Sarah, come here.
Yeah. So,
Clarissa's actually a black name. I don't know why I used that.
no, Clarissa is also a white name,
Yeah, but I feel like it's more black. But maybe that's just because that's what I'm exposed to.
probably.
Mm.
Also, did I tell you the whole like the time I stayed up all night for starting my portfolio? Did I tell you about how I'm not moving to the design team at all? Did I tell
You
you
tell me
that
anything about that.
because my coworkers, which pissed me off because I'm not even pissed off about the whole design situation because I wasn't promised anything. My coworkers were told whatever. Like what pisses me off is you asked me to turn something in the next day and I stayed up all night for y'all to do nothing about it. And you're talking to everybody about me, about my situation, but me.
Mm, I don't like that. Why was she doing that?
So I don't know. Like you said you were gonna talk to the VP weeks ago. That never happened. Come to find out, I'm hearing that, oh, they want you on the design team. They just don't have a space for you right now because um the spot that was open was for a senior designer.
Well, just
And
tell me. Just
like, why would you
communicate that.
come to me and say that? Like,
Yeah.
so now I'm like, I'm so over it and I'm over the commute to work. And that's all I have. We're gonna let it go and let God, because hopefully
Let
I've been
go.
doing a lot more styling gigs, so I might just
Let
stick with that. We might quit, but
go. Let go. Okay. I thought that was a good little undertone.
okay.
Let God, let go, and let God
Okay.
go, let God. Why can't I remember what comes after that? Do you know? Let go.
What are the words to that
That's
song?
what I'm saying. Like, I
Hold
can't remember.
on.
Because once I repeat it the second time, I just feel like there's something that he says, but I don't know. So I just stop.
I think the choir only sings "Let Go, Let God," and that's why we only know that part.
It's not any other words in the song?
He's singing the lead, but the lead be singing everything, the choir just does it "Let Go, Let God."
Yeah, but what do he be singing? That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't
Oh,
remember the word.
I stop worrying, 'cause I let go and I let God have His way. As soon as the story ends. Okay, that was gone.
I let go and I let God.
When I stop looking back. Up, here we go. Stop looking back, both of
Yeah,
them.
literally. Soon as I stop worrying,
Worry,
the story ends. Like literally perfect. And I let God let go. But no, literally, that was a perfect theme song for this. I'm glad you said that. And then I started singing it because literally, stop worrying
It's
about.
crazy. I was singing it in my head earlier
Mhm.
when you were talking, but I didn't want to just start singing while you were talking. So
Let's stop worrying about how the story ends, okay? And that'll be an episode title. How does this story end? Maybe not.
okay. Well, do you have anything else?
I have nothing for relax, relate, release this week. I'm mad. I
It's
usually have a
okay.
lot to release. I'm
Well,
sure next time.
okay, well, if you don't have anything for Relax, Relate, Release, we'll end the episode here. Thank you guys so much for listening and or watching. As always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, leave a review, a rating. You can listen to us on all the things and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. They're always listed. I'm tired of saying it. But if you want to know what it's called, it's unverified, something, 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 something. Just click the link in the bio and click on it, or look at the screen and type it in.
Yeah,
And
we're there, just not Apple Music.
I mean, we've
Everywhere
been
else.
doing this for how many months now?
Six.
This is the seventh. So
It's about to be seven, but like,
yeah.
because we had our first one right
When they're
after.
listening to it, it will be in the seventh month.
Yeah, but it wasn't like it hasn't been 7 months though.
Yeah.
Because we started January, we started New
Was that a
Year's.
fly? Is a fly in here?
Something.
Okay. Um, yeah.